With Greg Abbott, issues aren't just a little distorted. They're completely 180 degrees out of whack. Find out why on this edition of One Star, One Texas. Hi, I'm Tom Cantrell. Have you ever had an experience where someone is describing something and it sounds really good until you start thinking about it? I can't say that anything I've ever heard Greg Abbott say has sounded good, but I can say that when I think about his comments, they're completely wacky. What often happens is that he'll say all of these inflammatory things and then try to wrap them all up in some kind of patriotic idea from the parallel universe that he calls home. Here are some examples that are rushing to mind. After the regular session of the 85th legislature, Abbott thought it was a good idea to insult a huge wad of constituents, specifically everyone who lives in Travis County. Speaking before an assembly of his supportive comrades, Abbott proclaimed, "As you leave the city of Austin and cross the Travis County line, it starts smelling different. And you know what that fragrance is? Freedom. It's the smell of freedom that does not exist in Austin, Texas." The truth is, Abbott wants to take away the freedoms of local governments to be responsive to their constituents. Local government is the closest level of government to the people and has the most to lose if it doesn't represent its citizens well. It's relatively easy for citizens to oust local policymakers, which helps keep them accountable. Here are some of the things Abbott has done to abridge the rights of people to determine the kind of local government they want. Despite law enforcement officials from around the state saying that Abbott's anti-sanctuary city legislation would hurt their efforts to keep communities safe, Abbott punished Travis County by withholding unrelated funds and bullied the legislature into passing a law to punish all sanctuary cities in Texas. That doesn't smell of freedom. In another hateful Abbott moment, he ignored a bona fide referendum held by Austin voters requiring rideshare companies to have their drivers submit to a fingerprint background check, instead favoring the desires of a couple of huge, albeit whiny companies. Abbott got his campaign donation-hungry brethren to pass a bill that essentially nullified a vote of the people of Austin. That doesn't smell of freedom. Abbott also wants to roll back local preservation ordinances that exist in about 60 Texas cities to help preserve heritage trees. Trees of a certain size and age, even though cities say tree rules improve local aesthetics and help the environment. By the way, tree rules still allow people to cut down trees. Since 2011, only about 3% of the requests for removal from residential applications in Austin were denied. Stripping local communities of these rights doesn't smell like freedom. In fact, little of Abbott's attacks on local self-determination smell like freedom. Instead, they reek with the stench of authoritarianism, which is exactly what Vladimir Abbott and his comrades want. Centralized authority, a Lone Star Politburo. So who's the communist now? I don't know about you, but I'm having none of it. For One Star, One Texas, I'm Tom Cantrell. And remember, resist, persist. Now go make it a great day.